What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part lucky number 13 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Bhashiva the White Tiger Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Bhashiva has destroyed the overlords of Jarduk, leaving 2 enemy factions remaining for our long victory objective. And, well, of course, we will also count the sort of goals of Xiaoming, or whatever this thing is called, that we have to do to get the presumably final battle unlocked, if this faction has one, in order to fight it. So yeah, that'll still take a bit, but we're getting there. We're getting there and there, I suppose. Anyway, blah. In addition to the north, we continue to fight. Archaon has been defeated, and we have been managing to deal with the Chaos forces. All the while, the Dolgan do remain at war with them, and hopefully we'll actually fight them. We shall see, and we'll keep an eye on them. In terms of what we got to do this turn, Gandari, Muji, and Chidu will still have to move northward, so let's begin by moving towards Bastion Nightbane, who will run. And will he run far enough? He will not run far enough, but there is a stack belonging to Fator Ironcast. I do like the name Ironcast. Right there. I wonder if these guys would survive a fight. Actually, you know what? We should, just in case. Wait. Yeah. Maybe just temporarily, for now, punt some of these units to Gandari, just so that he has, you know, the Empress Croman can maybe come in as a reinforcement because they're quick moving. Yeah, like so. The way I figure it, this way Gandari has an actual full stack, and let's move you this way. And see if we can't bait Arbol to come in. His military presence is 14, so he does have a full stack there. And while we don't have much of a melee line here, we might be able to defeat him again. Alright. You will have to attack Bastion, though frankly we should just be able to auto-resolve it. Auto-resolve and then heal immediately after, because I'm sure we'll take damage more so than we'd like, perhaps. Oh, the healing is barely existent. That's alright, though. And the reason that that's alright is because we will recover enough movement range to move away from this guy, and he won't be able to reach us. We could also go into ambush stance and see if he moves towards us, because his army isn't all that strong in the first place. Ooh, Dragonfire handgun. That's nice, because we will be making a fire-based army. Technically, right now, this is the fire-based army, but it'll be a different one later on. Though, admittedly, the artillery army could also be fire-based army. We just have to give the Iron Hail Gunners fire damage. We already have the fire damage on the Nangao Grenadiers, on the Grand Cannons, and on the Fire Rain Rockets. Go figure. So, yeah, that would be a nice thing to do. That means we'd probably have to give them some Jade Lions. What else does fire damage in Cathay's roster? The Moonbirds, and they... oh, they don't have Frost Fire here, like they do in SFO. They do fire damage, but they don't cause the fire weakness, unfortunately. So yeah, it'll have to be Grenadiers, as well as various types of artillery pieces, and then a couple of Moonbirds and some Jade Lions as the main thing. I think that'll work nicely. Alright. Maybe even throw a few Tiger Warriors in there, just because, well, this is a Tigermen campaign. Anyway, you're gonna suffer some attrition, but I'm going to risk putting you into ambush stance, and we'll see if we can... oh! This guy might break our ambush, depending on how these guys move, but we'll see. The attrition is a bit unfortunate. We could, in theory, do something like lose the Jade Lion Whisperer or even the Swordmaster in order to gain the additional... yeah, you know what? I know it's movement range, but we'll lose this. Well, we might give it back to you later and grab the Silk Weaver. If we're going to keep taking attrition like this, we might as well reduce it. And I take it you already have a Silk Weaver, so you're good. Alrighty. Well, let's see what else we've got. Shuizheng, you are... oh, right, you're waiting for building. You are waiting to punt half of your troops to a different army with Seitang, and actually probably sort of, you know, separate into 2 armies. Yeah. You're good as you are. You 2 are good until we can afford more troops. And Kabir, you're good for now as well. At the very least, I don't want to spend more money on getting more Tigermen at the moment, though that will most likely eventually change. We shall see. And I do believe we're ready to end the turn. You know, let's give some names in there. I'm not gonna remember these guys' names anyway, so like I said, there's not gonna be enough Sawai and the Caravan Lords to put every single name in there, so I'm gonna start naming the Claw Speakers as well. So you can be Shere Khan, and you can be, what's, I don't know, how about Tai Lung? There we go. Alright, and we got like 1 million more to go, so let's continue. Who are you that has not moved? Oh, that's Kabir, okay. I believe we can end the turn. Now let's see if any of those ambushes succeed, alright, and let's also see what happens with the Warriors of Chaos. And yeah, we're gonna have to keep checking the Dolgan every single turn, because if they peace out, we'll need to immediately force them to redeclare their war. Our army was discovered, but the enemy chose to attack us anyway, though frankly, this is a rather weak showing. Now that I look at it, they do have, once again, several regiments of renown, but otherwise it's just mostly piles of dogs. I'm not sure this is worth our time. Yeah, you know what, just auto-resolve it. Hopefully it won't do so much damage that we'll suffer attrition. Yeah, we're okay. Alrighty, and just heal up. I mean, it's slight healing, but this is not worth your effort. You defeated Archaon with a much stronger army than this without any trouble, so the very idea that that little army could give you any kind of pause is silly. Damn. Another ambush for this little caravan. If it's a big full stack, the caravan will die. If it's a little army, it might survive. We're about to find out. Go.
Cabal's might burns in our hearts. The Brow is watching over us.
Alrighty, here we go. Unfortunately, by the looks of it, this caravan is completely doomed. We lucked into a full ogre stack ambushing us, and this is a new caravan with basically no units in it. So, yeah. Bad luck here. Mr. Nakula will have to simply fight to the death together with the rest of the units. Do not dishonor your tiger ancestors or whatever, and kill as many of the ogres and nobblers as you can. But yeah, and I note this, this is an ambush battle, yes, but despite being an ambush battle, there is no escape. There is no thing that we can move towards, no escape zone or whatever it's called. The thing that the AI loves to rush whenever it gets ambushed, but apparently that is not a thing offered to the caravans. But oh well. Either way, we have the peasants trying desperately to hold off piles of man-eaters, but frankly it's better to be hacked apart by their swords than eaten later on. Like so, at least you won't be alive to feel yourself being cooked or whatever. The peasants will rapidly break, and pretty much the entire army breaks with the exception of our single Sawai, who will be surrounded by ogres and attempt to kill off at least a few more. He brings one down, plus several of the nobblers as well. And let's say he acquitted himself well before the rest of the army shattered. And actually, a few of our units have rallied. They can't escape, you can't even withdraw off the map here, so all we can do is wait for them to shatter. Trying to surround that Nobbler scrap launcher now, which we would be able to destroy very, very quickly because we have high armor piercing on the Stalkers in melee. Fragile though they may be, unfortunately. It looks like the rest of the Stalkers will shatter as well just before destroying the scrap launcher. Not that it matters, because this is just like a scripted battle, right? As in, it's a caravan ambush. Oh wow, you can go high off of this place. Could watch the battle from up here. That's neat. I will try to remember that this thing exists. Also, Slanesh giggle. But anyway, yeah, it's a scripted battle, so destroying enemy units doesn't actually matter because this army will disappear as soon as we click this. Alright, yeah, we had bad luck there. That was pretty much impossible to win, and I, once again, also note that caravan ambushes don't seem to have the escape the ambush thing that all other ambush battles have, you know, where you walk towards the thing and walk out of it. For caravan battles, just like, no, screw you, you die. Fortunately, this is why we didn't name Nakula or change Nakula's name, because this is a random small caravan that wouldn't survive an ambush, like one of the bigger caravans would. And therefore we were always expecting to potentially lose it to some kind of nonsense like this. If it was at least an even fight with the, you know, an even number of troops, maybe, but this is a ridiculous disparity. Goodbye. We'll replace you. Ambush foiled, wounded. Are you kidding me? Who got wounded? Oh, one of our new gate masters immediately got wounded. Of course they did. How dare you? At least they only got wounded and not assassinated. Still annoying, though. You, Silkweaver. Moshard. Huh. I thought that was only for ogres. Interesting. Enemy killed in battle, ambush foiled, and there we go. Now you cannot reach Monolith of Bubonica, so that's a shame. I guess you're just gonna have to go forward. I was hoping you would be in range, but alas you are not, so, well, we have no choice but to move towards it. It is in Chaos territory now, and from Blood Eater. Again, with all the regiments of renown, but anyway. Yeah, you advance in an camp stance, I think. Watch your new heroes also get assassinated. Wouldn't be surprised. And, oh, okay, you are going to have to suffer attrition. Sorry, buddy. Wait, unless you can raid, you cannot. Wait, maybe you can go, like, right here. And, wow. Look at this. I fear that every single hero is going to die. Because they'll just assassinate them all. It would be unfortunate, especially since we've got the traits that we want on these guys, but, well, what can you do? You start going through Glittering Robe, I think, though I do like Gehenna's Golden Hounds as well. Claw Speaker. Maybe Overcast Bit of Shades? Let's do that. And we'll see if these guys are willing to attack us. Am I jumping the gun by advancing in this manner? Maybe I am, maybe I'm not entirely sure, but we will continue to advance nonetheless. Do we have defenses here? We do. It's a garrison structured location, but the garrisons in general are just rather weak in vanilla, so I'm not super worried about it. And which one of these guys succeeded at assassinating a hero? You, wow, really? I thought it would have been one of the legendary heroes, but nope. It was a random level 3 Blood Reaper. Oh well. You are wounded for 8 turns now. Nah, actually only 4 turns. That's not so bad. Alrighty, well, let's get everybody else moving. You are going into this army. That's 1. You, Setang, are technically going into that army, at least for now, though again, it'll split off into various other stacks. You are going to steal tech as soon as we get you specialist, like so. And you will succeed at doing so. You will gain a warhorse, then you will lose a warhorse and your tax collector, because obviously you don't need it, and then go to steal tech. Good. You are going to join one of those armies to the north. You are going to steal tech. Critical failure, but, you know, we have to expect these. That's why we want and will keep getting more Astromancers in order to, you know, deal with the fact that a bunch of them will eventually get wounded. Bakak is coming, and so Scalpos. We cannot reach either one of them, but we have to heal here anyway, so we'll go right to the edge of this territory. And Greasy is here. Really? So you haven't been moving and making any sort of headway in any of these territories, but now that we're here to do all the work, you're going to come in. That's just the AI for you, isn't it? It does like to behave like this. Anyway, steel tech. Ugh. You're not able to reach Pig Barter, are you? What's the chance of stealing here? It's low for both of you. Decent likelihood that both of you could also suffer the suffer your deaths. You know what? Maybe then you will move past this and you will move past this because you have several turns, in which case you're safe. Maybe find some enemies here, though unfortunately this will most likely mean identifying Kugath, but that's life. I also don't understand how these guys are alive. Do they have a camp, or do they... What is up with them? Because they've had one settlement for a while. Maybe these guys just stopped advancing past this direction. Not entirely sure. Guess we'll see. Anyway, I don't actually care about the Legion of Asgore at the very least. I don't care about taking their territories, so... Nah. In fact... We could, in theory, maybe even ally with Greasus by capturing the Black Fortress if these guys don't capture it first, which might very well be the case, considering it's pretty poorly defended. We shall see. Anyway, who are you? Zhangde, you are going northward. Ugh, try not to get assassinated immediately again. Just like that other guy who was, what, level 1? Kabir is fine. Yaodu is fine. At the very least, we can't afford new units for them. You're fine as well, assuming there's nothing to build here, and indeed there is not. Hao Yu is fine until he gets ready to separate. Though we could make this army a lot cheaper by sending it to the Bastion. I don't want to go through Dolgan territory. Oh, speaking of Dolgan, assuming that nobody else needs to move. Oh, actually, you will need to move, but I just want to double check that you're still at war. Yes, you are. Okay, good. I believe we have buildings to be building. So, you will now upgrade this Heavenwing Roost, and you will go for the Leader's Altar. Then we will start going towards those Ironclaw Tiger Warriors at long last, and that's the question. What else do we want to get here? We could either go through the Crane Gun Hall, which admittedly we already have through this location, or will have as soon as it's up and running. And none of this is super necessary, so we could just go for money. These guys don't technically need the additional melee defense, so obviously every little bit will help. This will give us additional alchemist capacity and local recruitment capacity, which actually might be the better option. You know, let's do this. Much as I'd like to get the money building, we just plain need this more. And technically speaking, we should get rid of the White Tiger Shrine and replace the growth with the exotic animals, but we may as well just go all the way up to tier 5 so we have access to the terracotta automatons, or sentinels rather here. Anyway, you go to Titan's Notch. And next turn you will have to proceed down here, which will give us the tier 5, which is good. You will then upgrade this growth thing, this money thing. And what else do we have as options? We could do the control thing, which will increase the growth. I don't care that much about it, but it's better than nothing. Go for it, and we'll need Astromancer capacity, which is pretty darn important. And then, let's see. This will be upgraded next turn, so you're actually going to have to stay here, and then March stance coming out of this province. So go right here. You should still be able to March stance down there next turn. And go through this to upgrade this as well. Alrighty, let's check if there's anything else to be building before we end the turn. Ooh, hello, yes we do. Go for the Tribal Enclave, go for the Livestock Pens. We are collecting money here, and we're in the Iron Dragon's Edict. Go for the money generation here. Leave this alone because it's too expensive, however. This place, may as well start on that infrastructure. So control, growth, and Indish Pillar money. Oh, wait. You know what? Go for the peasant huts. We will use this to generate a cheaper defensive structure here. Even if we trade this to the dwarfs, which might very well happen, even if we do, we will want to trade it with a defensive structure there. Just it just makes sense. And the Gates of Jar, you currently will want to switch out of Fortune's Offerings, and you will want to increase the growth here as well. And frankly, you will also probably need defenses, but we shall see if we have room and all that. Anyway, now we're ready to end the turn, assuming that there is no Diplo. Oh, I saw missions, if nothing else. Crom Blood Eater. And Arbal the Undefeated. Let's take Arbal the Undefeated. I'm sure he'll be attacking us soon again, because he hasn't learned his lesson after the first 3 times. Thunderguts, nothing. Could do a military or defensive alliance with the Eastern River Lords, but doesn't matter over much. And Scaling still want to peace out, but I don't see any need. With that one little poor caravan destroyed, we can send out one of our good caravans again. And I'm gonna say, since Tony the Tigers is still damaged, we'll send Iconhaz out. Iconhaz, you will go to Myrmidons and retrieve that, he will retrieve that relic for us. Hopefully by taking it, another one will spawn soon. Dispatch. And good luck to you. Why did you go here? Okay. And, ooh, we're down to 5,000 gold. Okay, we need to fight and get gold by killing things. Desperately now. Or otherwise build more money buildings. But anyway, skip. And turn. Alright, hopefully post-battle loot like this will allow us to do what we're talking about. Ugh, again annoying that we lost that Gate Master, which would have been really nice in this particular fight, but oh well, what can you do? Huh. I wonder if we can break Arbal and get Muji his defeat rate, because Muji is new and doesn't have it yet, technically. Guess we're about to find out. Go.
Ready yourselves for war. Follow my lead, and we cannot fail.
Follow my lead in something. Follow my lead in something indeed. Anyway, here we go. Looks like we have to teach the old man this lesson yet again as Arbal decides to face off against Gandari. And stat-wise, Gandari outstats him by a pretty decent amount, but that's without the consideration of the fact that he has the regeneration to him. Though, as I recall, doesn't Arbal have some kind of healing available to him as well? I thought I saw something that allowed him to heal up, or maybe I saw a, whatchamacallit, the healing cap being reached. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll see. Either way, we're going to fast forward because the enemy refuses to move towards us. That actually works fine for us as we do have a little bit in the way of reinforcements moving towards us. And we can annoy the enemy slightly by dropping a penumbral pendulum on them. Actually not going to do a crazy amount of damage, but better than nothing. Ooh, and it looks like the enemy wants to send its single unit that's going to be faster than the Claw Speakers, the Chaos Warhounds, to chase it down. We do drop the Melkot's Mystifying Miasma upon them. Unfortunately, Melkot's last a lot less long in vanilla than it does in SFO, and thusly they will not be slowed for long. Luckily for us, however, we have the Grand Cannons. One of my favorite sound designs in the entire game. I love listening to these things fire. It's fantastic. Beautiful. Alrighty, well, they will scare those doggos off rather rapidly, or perhaps it was Gandari who actually closes in to duel Arbal. Fully one-on-one this time around, as Arbal also wanted to take out that Claw Speaker, but was met with Gandari, and it looks like is willing to stay in the fight. Alright, maybe not quite a duel if Arbal pushes some doggos, but they are not healthy enough to be threatening, and we will fire off a few cannon blasts at the enemy. Once again, I absolutely love the fact that the Sawai land on their feet once they get knocked back. That's a fantastic touch. And Gandari buffs himself up a fair bit, and by the looks of it, yeah, see, he's reached his healing cap. How's he healing? I don't really care, I'm just curious. And I tried to slow him down while he attempted to escape, but it looks like he's still fast enough to run away like a coward, with about 5% of his HP remaining, while Gandari lost maybe 15%, in a very lovely duel between the two enemy armies. Now Gandari will return to his main army, while our Grand Cannons will continue their fire, this time targeting the 3 enemy units of Blood Beasts of Khorne here. 3 Grand Cannons, 3 Blood Beasts. Nice and matchy. And we'll see how well they do if they can knock out a few of their models. Fantastic. Anyway, the Blood Beasts are having not the greatest of days. Let's see, they are rather fragile. And the cannon fire is landing amongst them, though by the looks of it they will soon be shielded by this particular hill. I maybe should have moved the entire army forward just a little bit more so that the enemy didn't have time where they could use the hill for cover. But it looks like that time is going to be very short anyway. And frankly, I'm not so sure how many of the Blood Beasts will survive this. Ooh, that went wide or between the units. All good though. Now the enemy has to run the gauntlet of the Iron Hail Gunners in addition to those cannons. And I don't think that's going to go so well for them. Oh, and would you look at that, Arbal has returned with 250 HP. Gandari will rush towards him. I actually don't want him to die here, but He very well might. He's got 60 HP remaining or something like that. We're actually gonna back Gandari off so he doesn't die. And 61 HP he's running. He's shattered. And as long as nobody randomly fires on him, he should stay alive. Beautiful. Otherwise, more enemies have closed on our left and right flanks alike. We're gonna get some volleys out of our grenadiers now, newly acquired. And with the grenadiers, we weave the penumbral pendulum through the ranks of bloodletters and dogs and corngores, followed up by more grenades. That can't be a pleasant sensation. Followed by explosions from the Empress Croman's ability, the Nangao grenades. They would be appropriate in the artillery army. Anyway, more units are attempting to move towards us, but once again under withering fire from those iron hail gunners, and now the Grand Cannons adding their fire to it. Eventually, we will unlock the tech that upgrades the Grand Cannons to get shrapnel shot as well, which will make them nastier as well. Frankly, might want to actually keep a couple of the Grand Cannons with Gandari as well. I could always use more. Fortunately, the Grand Cannons are things that we can global recruit. Anyway, our ball has been extremely soundly defeated. The enemy battle line has failed to breach our own lines, and it looks like with that, the battle is ours. Very, very nice. It'd be really nice to replace these bruisers and such with iron guts later on if we can, but we shall see. Anyway, a very nice defeat. Alrighty, there we go. I don't know how many more times Gandari has to beat these idiots up, but, well, I'd wager it'll at least be once more. Obviously, our ball gets taken out and has stood no chance in his one-on-one. He did bravely return a few times after getting down to, like, one hit, and then shattered promptly as he reached the battle lines. So, once a couple more times. Got a little bit of value out of our Nangao Grenadiers, and well, the Heavens Flash, that their ability that they have to debuff enemies also helped out. Plus, just generally speaking, the grenade damage is fun to use, fun to watch, and decently effective. Same with our Iron Hail Gunners, which have been around with Gandari for a while now, and are starting to really pump out that damage, which I really appreciate. I guess we'll take the money just because I'd love to heal, but we're in kind of dire straits money-wise now, so you gotta do what you gotta do. I also take it... Jiao Ming, what do you want? You want us to join war against the Blessed Dread? How about you join the war against the Blessed... Okay, you are at war with the Blessed Dread. How about you go finish the Blessed Dread? You guys have been fighting them for like 40 turns. Molder will attack Correct Kadrin. Unfortunate, but not unexpected. Enter war inside of ally. The main issue here being that they have 1 million territories. Molder is extremely strong right now. Azaga take it once peace, but that's not happening. No. As soon as we said no, I saw that army appear and I was like, what the heck? Alright, now I guess the question is... Wait, okay, Thorg. Yeah. No military exit. Just keep trading, keep existing somehow magically. And we'll see. Alright, what do we have here? Take the long way, lose 1,000 gold, or we could fight this, frankly, rather weak army, though admittedly at the same time, I do wonder whether... Well, we just started on this route. This caravan has to travel for like 8 more turns. We could fight it, but it's safer to wait, so take the long way around. Alrighty. Ally missions, enemy killed in battle, another banner of swiftness. Nice find, not for you, but very nice find. In fact, Blessed Dread destroyed, mission aborted, Correct Kadrin. What mission was that? I don't know. Celestial Endurance Training. Don't really care about the buffs for our Celestial Dragon Guard, but that's not why we're getting this. We're getting this to get armor for all melee units, plus 10, which is a much bigger deal. Now, Muji. Yeah, you are not able to reach our ball, unfortunately. Really? He will heal to completely full in 1 turn. It won't matter, since he'll still get cut down by Gandari, but nonetheless. Now, I take it that the Molder Rats will immediately reposition and start moving towards Karak Vlag, which means we rapidly need to upgrade it and get it some proper defenses, and frankly, one of these armies just to stick around here and garrison it effectively. They pieced out. And they're friendly again. Okay, you. I'm gonna give you Saber Mountain for this. Trade, Saber Mountain, join war against War host of the apocalypse. How are you super friendly right now? Fight them again. We're probably eventually going to have to fight these guys, but it's not like we've been investing in Saber Mountain, and this is an entire territory, so let them have it, whatever. Do it again. And hey, it worked. We had to do it twice with the village, so decent likelihood that we'll have to do this again with Dolgan. Plus, once again, it keeps them busy and us from attacking them. Or needing to deal with them. I imagine that this guy was actually moving towards us, but now that he's at war with those guys again, I won't imagine he'll peace out in like 2 turns. Let them try to fight. I do note that they are avoiding fighting each other, which is kind of obnoxious, but whatever. You could actually besiege Arbol, and we can move Muji in, but I fear if we do that, what will happen is Arbol will simply attack Gandari, and then we won't get the defeat trait. Not that we really care about the vigor... Well, we might care about the vigor loss. Alright, fine. Go here. You two stay together. We'll advance next turn. I guess they'll probably build up some units, but it probably also won't be enough. You are the inured one, so you're going northward. You are probably going to ignore these guys. I assume that this is not their only territory. It is not. So we're free to take the Monolith of Bubonicus. -1 thing. Ally missions. I'd like to see... Okay, so we have Crom Blood Eater all the way back up here somewhere, with most likely a full stack, but also most likely too far to immediately attack us, as he's probably sitting in the Burning Monolith. And that looks like that's it. Alright, so we'll take Arbol again. Oh, we have 100 allegiance with both of these guys. That's great. But the question is there anything we can build from them? I would like an army with some Celestial Dragon Guard and such. The question is... Wait. What do we have here? So we have more war drums, which a lot of our armies will need, so we can always just build more war drums. Crane gunners we can build ourselves, so that doesn't matter. You don't have access to Celestial Dragon Guard. We can get whooshing compasses, but we're just better off using Astromats for that particular purpose. Actually, by the looks of it, other than potentially more Jade Lions, there's nothing there. Alright, well, you can then trade a couple of your peasants away and grab a couple more lions from whoever they're cheaper from. 33, 27. Alrighty, we'll do that. Bhashiva, you are up next. No, you are not up next. Who is really up next is Tech Thieves. You will steal from Pig Barter, and you will steal from Black Fortress. 13%. I don't like that. What about Sentinels? Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, you got a Scrivener. Good. You'll take again. Go, go, go. We need the research. Next up, okay, let's move all the heroes while we're at it. Setang, you are going to join this army, especially if these guys decide to attack us. Who are you again? You are moving northward. So we'll figure out who you are once you're up there. You, I believe, are another thief. 45, 55, 8 versus 65, 35. Much better. To Jarnagrund. Go, 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 and fit. Oh, all that for you to fail. Come on, man. Come on. And you, I see, have gotten yourself a level, but no horse, so we don't have to deal with you. Kabir, you will go for Inspiring Presence to level up a teensy bit, and we will keep an eye. Ah, yes, tier 3 on the skate. Very important. And we'll build you up. Next up, we will quick save. Down to 3k per turn, 3k gold. Then quick save to... Okay, I just wanted to see this. And it looks like we're okay. I wonder if we... I'm tempted to kill all the rat armies. Quite tempted indeed. They did just take out the Sentinels. They're currently also at war with Karazakarak. Most likely they will attack us anyway. This place does not yet have the defenses, because we were waiting to build up the peasant stables. And I guess we should still wait. The likelihood of actually wiping these guys out with Bhashiva here alone is relatively low. They're strength rank 8, which is quite good, and have 12 settlements and probably like 20 armies running around. Nonetheless, We get a lot of money for killing things, including rats. Alright, let's prepare for this. Ooh, first of all, we are at 56 melee defense on Death That Purrs. After leveling, Bulwark of the Gate and Jade Standard, we are at 66. Beautiful.
The white tiger fears nothing.
Alright. And wait a moment. It should be higher. Yeah, you need to move back into the army. Go figure. Alright, well, we'll do that shortly. You should probably grab Celestial Conduit. So let's get cooldown, I think. Actually, melee attack and defense. Researcher, screw, just get the research rate. I know it's only a slight amount. Let's do that, and we'll actually grab you missile resistance, because you're on that Moonbird, and the AI with the rats is likely to target you with a lot of range fire. You, my friend, grab a cheap Blade Master, and I'm gonna also say get the missile resistance on you. Claw Speakers. You got 5 points. Very nice. We should probably get Hunter Mystic to buff the Tigers, and Spell Resistance to buff the Tigers, and Litany of the Winds to buff everybody. And you know, let's get the Anti-Corruption as well. Leader of Ceremonies, why not? You already have all this stuff, but you can go for another point in Mentor, and... or Mentor. And you can go for, I don't know, I guess Specialist. It doesn't really matter because you're maxed out now. Yeah. Alright, grab Wound. Lastly, we have Bhashiva, level 33. She can put another point in Moonmaker. Let's go through Scarred Vet. We'll obviously make her out to be a very strong fighter. And then after we're done, we'll see how many points we have left. Technically, she gets everything she wants out of everything. Oh, she could put 3 points into Skyfire. We might actually have enough to move towards Lightning Strike, Quartermaster, and the Great Bastion. Maybe. Wait. We have Alert gives us ambush defense chance, but you're telling me for a faction that is focused on ambushing with its units, including stock stance, we don't get anything that increases our ambush capabilities? Just the defense against ambush? That's bizarre. Who thought of this? It won't matter, but I just find it bizarre. Anyway, you guys are currently at war with Karezakarak, rather. Join war against Clan Rictus. You certainly need the help. And we'll go for the non-aggression pact with you. Frankly, I probably shouldn't have taken your money, considering how many factions you're at war with, but it is what it is. Defenses with Eastern Riverlords and Reichland down to 6 settlements. Every time I look, they've lost one more settlement. They're on the way out, but that's not surprising. And Bhashiva, I lost sight of you. Are you two close enough to kill? You are. Now here's the question. How much movement range? Okay, wait, let's put you into docking stance. That'll actually guarantee the ambush on this army. The problem is it's an... well, I could reduce the casualties to extremely little by ambushing them, then immediately going after Scalpos, then maybe sacking the Sentinels to regain our movement range, and then moving to either Hadar or all the way southward to Black Fortress. Something like that. Just a big sort of, big move. Let's try it. Am I forgetting anything? It's too late. Go. Minus 17 corruption. Pretty solid. Alrighty, there's that ambush, which we knew would happen. Let's obliterate these poor rats. And try to take minimal casualty. Huh! You had to kill one of the stalkers? Interesting. What do you have, by the way? Rictus Clanstone, Burnus Forces Large. Luckily, Tigermen are not monstrous infantry. And the Menace below 4 uses, eh? Fortunately, we don't have artillery for them to be, you know, menacing, so good luck to them. Go. Alrighty, here we go. It was always going to come down to this. Cats versus rats. And I don't imagine the rats are going to have a particularly good time here. We're going to start the battle off with quickly dropping a missile mirror on the gutter runners with poison, as well as the warp fire throwers, though frankly we closed the distance so quickly with those jet lines, 109 speed, that it didn't really matter. And the back line, we have deployed all of our stalkers, which will use their high damaging discs to fire fire upon the relatively fragile but high damage dealing rat ogres, who we have also slowed down using the Curse of Anri here to allow us to land more of that disc fire upon them. Over in the center, we have our Astromancer here, who is going to float overhead and pop off that moon flare. A little bit of vortex damage, while all of our Tiger Warriors with twin axes are concentrated at the head of the column, where the biggest portion of the enemy infantry are A, and B, where the enemy infantry would probably attempt to escape once they try to inevitably run away. Alright, the Claw Speaker of Life here leading the pack, while Bhashiva attempts to duel the enemy lord, the enemy assassin. Why do I say attempts? Because she can't actually land a blow, because this is what she's doing. This is so stupid. I mean, how ridiculous is this? She's too fast. Like, he's not even trying. And the... You know, this guy has a ranged attack, but he keeps trying to turn towards Bhashiva to actually check his shuriken at her, and she's running around so quickly that he's just looking around in confusion. This is so stupid. Oh my lord. I can't believe this still exists. Like, how have they not somehow patched this not to be a thing? She basically spends the entire battle like this, the enemy lord, of course, not doing anything else either. Yeah. Total war, people. Anyway, the rest of the enemy army has, in the meantime, completely collapsed, or at the very least, very close to it. The balance of power has shifted to about 90% in our favor. The jet lines working together with the, I believe, the stalkers here to tear through a unit of halberd-wielding rats. And the jet lions, maybe we should just call them jet tigers. Yeah, but they do have manes. But then again, the Tigermen have hair, which kind of looks like a mane as well. So you know what? Yeah, jet tigers. Why not? But they're doing a great job tearing apart those storm vermin, and since Bhashiva wouldn't land a blow herself because of the whole circle running around thing, I decided to send in one of the Celestial Lions, which and just takes the enemy out rather quickly. And with the enemy lord's collapse, or the enemy lord's shattering, so too does his army shatter, and the battle is ours. Would have happened a lot sooner, but I was too busy laughing at Bhashiva running around. Anyway. Alrighty, there we go. Unsurprising result, let's face it. Tigers versus rats was always going to be a dicey proposition for the latter at best. The only extraordinarily irritating thing was Bhashiva running in circles around the enemy lord, and granted, it was entertaining, and I don't know, maybe she was just mocking him, but just the sort of fact that the game works like that and refuses to allow a fast unit to actually hit a unit is kind of ridiculous. 2 minutes, she hit him like 3 times, despite the fact that she had over 100 melee attack without buffs, and he had less than half of that in melee defense, so yeah. But anyway, we are basically unharmed. We could heal up to full, or we could take the money, and considering our money situation right now, I think we're better off taking the cash. Like so, free post-battle loot, a sword of battle stolen from the enemy, I take it. Next up, I guess we're gonna go after Scalpos here, who actually has a weak army. Ooh. Wait a moment. I'm hoping that Scalpos doesn't run, because I would like to go after Tretch and Hadar as well, if at all possible. Alright, let's see if we can't get the stalk ambush on this. Come on. Ah, no dice. I fear he's moved too far now. And we can't risk going after him. I'm gonna have to go after Hadar. Alright, Hadar it is. Sorry, Tretchy. This is just generally speaking going to be a bad time for you. This will be an ambush and a close victory this time that will kill off half our units. Will it though, game? Will it? Sure, it has rattling guns, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to actually achieve anything. But why not? Let's find out.
Light on your feet. They cannot kill what they cannot catch.
Alright, here we go. Round 2, Skaven Boogaloo. Always more rats to, well, where the first ones came from. And we're going to tear these apart, and just as we did the first ones. We start with dropping those missile mirrors on those Night Runners. Unfortunately, the spell doesn't last very long. It's only 18 seconds, so while it does take the Night Runners out of the picture for a little bit, not long enough. Though, funnily enough, they're so high damage dealing in SFO, I'm willing to bet that the units would have crippled themselves from those missile mirrors. I wonder how long Missile Mirror lasts in SFO. I gotta try to remember. But anyway, the enemy rear line has, as usual, collapsed because of the high damage dealing of the disc throwers, and the enemy rat ogres and artillery pieces are gone. And this time around, for some reason, Bhashiva has decided not to simply run around in a circle, and has actually done about half HP damage to the enemy lord. It was attempting some fancy moves, but is actually attempting to fight Bhashiva. Foolish move, because obviously he stands no chances. Her stats are pretty insane at this point. Bounce power shifted to about 95% in our favor. All of those range rats cannot escape. Those weapons teams could not get off a single volley, and even if they could, we would have just hit them with a missile mirror from our jet tigers. With that, the enemy army shatters and the battle is ours. It is an ambush battle after all, and they're, as always, extremely quick. Especially in vanilla. Alright, there we go. Another successful ambush, once again giving the rats a taste of their own medicine as our Twin Axe Tiger Warriors absolutely tear them to shreds with, by the looks of it, the Thundercats carrying the day for the Twin Axes, and by a very slight margin. Oh, actually, the Interrupters here got a significantly more damage out this gold value, so I think they carry it. And get a little bit of support coming in from Bhashiva Immortalized and the other Jet Line, as well as our Celestial Lines. The Missile Mirror is also helping and make sure that, specific units like the Shuriken, Chuckin, Gutter Runners, or the Warp Fire Throwers or whatever aren't able to do much. Anyway, destroy this. And that puts us into range of poor Tretchy. Oh, there is indeed a relic at Darkhold. How are you feeling about us now, Tretch? You are now at strength rank 16. What was their previous strength rank, I wonder? Would have been nice to destroy this army, but whatever. Decent likelihood they start moving up here, which is why we'll need to send another army down there, but we need to afford it. Anyway, Bhashiva, well done. Another relic sword. You will attack Tretchy now. Do we need to level after this? Oh, we got 2 level ups. Preparedness drills. And, ooh. In this army, restock will give more disc units discs. This, however, physical resistance plus 15 for all heroes, and we do have a fair amount of heroes in this army. You know, I'm gonna have to think about that. I am not sure which I would rather have here. You, sir. Gotta make sure that once you level to War Compass, we take you off the War Compass immediately. Either way, though, let's max out Curse of the Midnight Wind and try to move towards Chain Lightning and all of the other stuff. Now, frankly, I should have put another point in Harmonic Convergence anyway. You can get Regrowth, obviously. The Tigers are fairly fragile, and Wound. Or at least they, so far, have been fairly fragile. It's not going to be the case forever. Anyway, you grab Devastating Charge. Though it won't help you much in, oh! There was a point in Scarred Vet. Alright, let's get Scarred Vet. I don't care about Indomitable because I really doubt that you're going to rout due to lack of leadership. I really wish that Fast Hands would also apply to the Tiger Warriors with Tiger Warrior Stalkers. Especially since the discs are their gimmick. What, they don't train to have fast hands? They're tigers. Well, I guess fast paws, but anyway. Tretchy. Sorry, buddy. It's completely necessary. Close victory and low casualties this time. It is, however, Tretch himself A, and B, we don't know what's a Darkhold, so I'm not sure that we want to risk it. Plus, this isn't an ambush, it's a proper field battle, meaning I think we'll actually fight it as well. Go.
Fight smart, my kin. Kama will reward his most cunning warriors.
Alrighty, here we go, round 3 against Clan Rictus, and we're going to head directly towards Trutch himself, and just to run through the enemy ranks, not even gonna bother opening the Gate of Heaven. Trutch versus Bhashiva should be pretty interesting. He has pretty solid stats himself, insanely high melee defense, but I'd wager it's not going to be enough. Bhashiva will get stopped in her tracks, however, by the activation of the Warp Grinders and their Seismic Snare, but poor Trutch is down to about 30% of his HP, 20% of his HP already, and even if he were to escape, we could simply get out of this by opening the Gate of Heaven. Otherwise, it looks like the rest of our army has arrived. Our Celestial Lion pins that high rank, tier 9 in fact, or 9th chevron, veterancy Doom Wheel in place, both allowing the Lion to do damage to it and the discs to hit it with it not moving. The hardest portion of the battle will most likely be on the right flank, where the enemy has concentrated its Storm Vermin, but their stats are not up to par compared to our Discord Kittens and the rest of the Tigermen at this point, or the Tiger Warriors with twin axes. Trutch is running away, as he does, and the main line remains in the fight, but I'd wager for not too much longer. The Guandao here are engaging some Clan Rat Spears. They were going after a unit of Rat Ogres, but the Rat Ogres lie dead at their feet, and now they're just going to kill whatever they can get their claws and halberds on. Or polearms, rather. But anyway, Clan Rat Spears will break. The army is on the verge of collapse. Bhashiva is in the process of chasing down Trutch, who has 10% or so of his HP remaining. And, oh, that would have been a great execution shot if you had managed to kill him. Don't you fail this time. Come on. Don't do the circle thing, Bhashiva. Yes, 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 swing. Bhashiva, please. Don't ruin this for me. Oh, come on. I'm watching this until the end. Either he escapes or she kills him. I mean, he won't escape either way. Come on. Way too fancy. And that did not land, and he's right at the edge of the map now. One more time. And you better swing this time. There we go. It looked like it was wide okay, but that one was directly through his body. All right, I guess that was worth waiting for. That was a decent move. No direct execution animation, but still a solid execution, and no circle running around. A very quick battle once again, even though it was a field battle and not a, not a ambush battle, but that's kind of what our army is built around. We do insanely high damage with our fragile but, well, high damage dealing units. Alright, and a Berserker Sword this time, but once again similar to the other two fights, an absolute MEOWSSACRE of the Clan Rictus Rats. And once again, that effectively no damage. We can actually heal to full because there is a settlement to attack. Much as I'd like the money, just in case heal to full. It's not much, but we'll most likely be auto-resolving this, so yeah. Huh. Maybe we would have had enough movement range to go after Scalpos immediately after. I'm not entirely sure. Tai Lung gets a Fuheng Monk. Wow, there's that Wuxing War Compass. Now, go back on the Moonbird. Thank you. And more speed for Bhashiva. At this point, I'm not sure it's a good thing. She, when she has her on-field buffs, like the Banner of Swiftness and stuff, plus Strider, she's moving around over 100 speed and so incredibly fast. But at least with larger targets, she can actually catch them. But weaving her way through enemy armies is entertaining. Anyway, out of curiosity, still don't want peace, eh? Strength rank 25 now. Alright, we will take Darkhold. I assume there's no other armies here. And we will auto-resolve it. and occupy it, at least for now. We don't actually care about the settlement. Hey, a second Dragonfire handgun. Fantastic. That'll go on the Gate Masters and the Fire/Artillery army. This, relic will, Tiger Court. Wait, quick save. Well, I swear, after all that, it crashed. I would have lost it. Anyway, this will give us improved chain and army. Tiger Warrior and my Tiger Sucker. So yeah, reinforcements will join all non-siege battles fought within the region. Non-siege battles. Do not, I wonder, will this count if a army sallies out, I wonder? I guess we'll find out, but anyway, devote this relic. Yes. Alrighty, and most importantly, that's not why we wanted it, it is this stock for all Tiger Warrior units. Plus, iron reinforcements for the Ironclaw Tiger summoning is quite nice as well. Campaign ability for Bhashiva and Sawai Lords. All units gain passive ability, regeneration, battle healing cap increased massively. Target own army in the local region. Can't say no to stock for all Tiger Warriors on map. It just feels wrong to have Tigers not having stock, you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing. Now that you're at 5, you're at 3, we're gonna stop before going all the way to 5. Much as I'd like pack hunters, I'm sure, we want to max... Wait. This gives +1 allied recruitment unit capacity per army, which is nice as well. But anyway, what I would really like is the tier 5 here. All that extra physical resistance and melee defense for the Tiger Warriors and just all Tiger Warriors, plus unspottable for Stalkers, and the disorientation contact effect for Tiger Warrior Stalkers as well. Global recruitment increase. Wait, and if you could just let me. Okay, never mind. I wanted to zoom or look through the thing, but anyway. Yeah, that's some good stuff. That's some real good stuff. And most likely this rat army will immediately head northward. They are not technically at war with the dwarves, so we could always immediately just swap this stuff to them. This won't build up in one turn anyway. And we'll see how they react to Bhashiva. Technically, they are still at war with these guys as well, so there is that to consider. Also, how does Goldtooth feel about us attacking Rictus? I don't think he cares. Huh? Oh, did I click the wrong thing? Yeah. Oh, in fact, they kind of like each other. Oh, no. He will not like our war against Rictus. Man, it's just been up and down with Goldtooth. I keep thinking maybe we'll make friends, maybe we won't make friends. I don't know what's gonna happen. He seems to have lost his main stack fighting them as well. The main issue is that he's actually liked well enough by the northern provinces, if not the western provinces, which is kind of ironic. But anyway, we're out of time. I'm calling it here. I have a lot of editing to do with those 5 cinematic battles, I want to say, over the course of this episode, especially all those rat battles at the end, so I gotta do that. For now though, stay tuned for more Tigers. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, as they will determine the length of the campaign. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.